kicking it off for us.
Yeah, there we go.
Kicking it off.
My dog, sorry guys, my dog is here today with me at work, at the office. So if you hear some random barking or whining or whatever.
Running around, little feet scampering around.
You know why? It's because he's over there doing his thing. So thank you for joining us at another Facebook Wednesday. We truly appreciate you guys tuning in. Ben, what are we going to call today?
I think we're going to call it Start It Summer.
Guys,
We're not quite there yet, but we're getting there.
So a little title, why we call it Start It Summertime. Let me tell you why. A lot of you guys forget that you can sell remote starters in the summertime. You can sell remote starters, all season long. People hate getting into hot cars. I know I'm one of them. You see me turning on my starter with the AC blasted when it's like a 100-degree day. It's out there started. Before I get in, it's nice and cool. So you guys should definitely be doing the same and start thinking about pushing that upon your customers, because remote starters are not just about starters in the winter, or the fall, or, springtime. It's all season long. People want to be, comfortable. So,
yeah, and it's one of those things where I think, most of us have been here more than a season. We've been through a couple summers, and then we know that usually that's the time when things trickle down a little bit. You start to go into audio season, you start doing the big custom jobs. But I know from feedback from a lot of you guys that the past couple summers doing a lot more remote starters than you have traditionally. And then also, starters get sold in southern Texas.
Yeah.
They don't get much for winter. So there is a market out there for that. So it's more of just we're trying to remind you to keep that top of mind, keep it as part of the mix, and make sure to offer that out. You may not be getting the influx of calls that you get during the winter time, people calling you up and price biting you on starters. But this is a great time when somebody comes in, they hand you their keys, you don't see a fob on there. Hey, I see you don't have a remote starter key fob on there. Was that something you just didn't have time to get installed over the winter? Because you could actually use that in the summertime as well. Who knows what the close ratio is going to be on there? Maybe isn't going to be tremendous. But again, just like I said the last time I was on, you're going to miss every shot that you don't take. And this is also a time when it's not going to be as competitive out there for pricing. So you could maybe get a little bit more of what your work is worth. But keep it as part of that mix. Keep it top of mind, because that's something that could be a 24/7, 365 category if it's done properly.
So guys, a little bit of house cleaning notes. Knowledge Fest is going to be coming. It's literally coming up. It's June 7th to the 9th. I know we talked about it at the previous shows. GoFast is going to have a huge presentation over there this year. It is going to be the first in Atlantic City. So make sure if you are, I lost my train of thought.
If you're attending, you want to make sure you go ahead. For one, you are going to have to register to go. You're going to have to go get tickets to get this. So make sure you're looking into that. But also, don't make this a one-day affair. Go ahead and get yourself stationed down there. Bring the family. Make this a full weekend event, because Knowledge Fest does go from the 7th through the 9th. So a lot of you are used to our shows. We pack everything in one day. This one goes a little bit longer. And also, that Friday the 7th, we got a big party going on. You're not going to want to be driving home. You're not going to want to be going. You're going to want to be really close to your hotel room after this party. But that's going to be going on at the Hard Rock Casino, and that's on Friday, June 7th. Invite only. So again, very important to let us know your guys' intentions, who's going to be going down there, because we want to make sure you're invited. We don't want any riffraff getting into this party. That's not our riffraff, 12-volt riffraff only.
And guys, I know you guys have actually spoken to us, or some of your sales reps, and saying, hey, I am going to this, event. We do need a confirmation saying you are going. If you want to get into the after party, like Ben said, we do need to put you on the list. We want to make sure that it's exclusive to all you dealers, and you guys can enjoy the after party, the best you can. So please make sure that you give us the heads up, so that way we can get you in.
Yeah, and again, this is a tremendous opportunity. This is the first time that Knowledge Fest is coming into the Northeast. A lot of times you guys would have to travel. A lot of you do travel, going out to Vegas or previously to Florida, anywhere else in the country. They're bringing it to our backyard. So we want to show them some appreciation, make sure that they know that it is not a waste of their time, that there's a lot of guys out here that are ready to get there, learn on, support some of these brands, and make it as successful as possible. So come out, let's represent, let's make sure that that Knowledge Fest knows that the Northeast is the real driving force. That's where the superpower in 12 volt. I mean, you got a rep of the year. You've got distributors of the year up here. This is a very important area. So thank you to Mobile Electronics Association for bringing KFest up here.
Plus, you've got a lot of superstars over here in New England. So, don't forget little old New England. We're still around, and we've still got, a big powerhouse in our trading area. So, guys, don't forget about us. Make sure we are going to have a huge presence at Knowledge Fest. Next thing we want to talk about is the Hicksville grand opening. It's going to be May 15th. So if you're down in that area, make sure you mark your calendars. We're going to have trainings. We're going to have giveaways. We're actually going to have a Linkswell demo truck down there so you can check out Linkswell, the brand itself. You can touch the screens. You can hear the audio that the Linkswell has to offer. There's going to be prizes, food, giveaways, and much, much more. More details to follow, but mark your calendar. May 15th is going to be the grand opening in Hicksville, New York.
Yeah, and some of you may see that Linkswell truck coming today because Scott and Bob are on the road. We've got the Linkswell truck now through the Hicksville grand opening, so we're going to try to get that baby on the road. So you never know. You guys might be you might be getting a live demo right now.
Yeah, exactly. And Linkswell has a lot to offer. They've got amplifiers. They've true tested. They're not your cheap Tesla radios that you see out in the market on eBay, Amazon, etc. These are true and tried head units that actually work. These are quality head units, not some cheap, out of no name brands that we constantly get phone calls. Guys buy them on eBay. You get your eBay, Amazon customers come in with the radio. You install it. First call we get, oh, wow, do you have a plug for this? No, because they have to be very specific to the vehicle. They will not work if you don't buy it properly, number one. Number two, yes, $75 radio, well, you can take that and throw it out in the garbage because it's exactly that, garbage.
Yeah, and I actually have a customer I'm dealing with, a dealer that had a customer that had that exact scenario. Great intention from the customer. They want to have that new technology. They're super excited. They also want to maybe save a couple bucks. So they get something that is not tested, that isn't a big name. They find it online, probably just imported in under 25 different names if you're looking around on some of the online sites.
They all look the same.
Long story short, the piece failed. And again, in a lot of vehicles, again, especially Fords and things like that, this is heater controls. This is replacing almost everything in the dashboard. These radios are huge. So when those things fail, it's a huge downer for these customers. So again, for one, I know sometimes you guys will be put in a position where a customer will ask you guys to install one of those. Now you have an option that you can offer out to them and say, well, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, we do in some instances install parts that are brought in for us, but this piece here, I'm really going to recommend against. So we have something that's a little bit better for you. It's a fully tested piece, and it's something that I will stand behind. So again, that's going to be a lot more powerful.
Well, not just you, all of us
will.
will.
All of us. Well, and again, as the dealer, you're going to say, I could stand behind this piece because, again, you're dealing with GoFast. You're dealing with us on the warranty side as well. So again, it's huge opportunity with this line. Again, bigger tickets as well, so bigger profit margins, bigger profit opportunities. So again, another great new addition to the GoFast family.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Linkswell, for joining our family. To major success in the future. Next thing we want to talk about is Sony XAV AX 8500. So guys,
more big screens. We got more big screens.
So, a lot of you guys have asked for more of a, not going to say entry because it's far from entry, but more of an aggressive price point on a name brand head unit that is not, a cheaper brand name, shall we say. So Sony came out with the XAV AX 8500. That radio is absolutely loaded. You're talking about 10.1 inch screen, anti-glare screen protection, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, HDMI input, Maestro compatible, Sirius XM ready, single DIN chassis, so you can practically fit it anywhere. I don't care what vehicle it is, it's going in the dash. Not only does it do that, the radio actually, the screen goes side to side, up and down. So, there's a lot of features, technology into this radio, and we have a promo going on right now. For every 8,500 you buy, yes, I said every 8,500 you buy, you get a choice of a free Sirius XM tuner or a set of Sony GS speakers. Anybody that has heard these GS speakers will be truly, truly, truly impressed on the quality of sound that comes out of that. So we have another promo going on.
It keeps going.
Yeah, so for every 8,500 that you put on your board so you can demo it out, take a picture of it, post it on your Facebook page, tag us in it or send it directly to your sales rep, and we'll send you out one more free set of Sony GS speakers. So you get 2 free speakers and a radio to sell. You know what I mean?
Oh, and you're getting a little bit of a discount off the radio with the promo as well. So again, we like to stack. Again, Sony is a tremendous help with this, but we love to stack promos. We love to make it more beneficial for you guys to extend yourself out a little bit. And again, we talk about the importance of having stuff on display, being able to demo it, how important that is to closing sales down. So this should be something that you guys are championing in your own stores anyways. You guys should have a very solid plan on the products that you go to, how you're going to demo them, how you're going to make that money. But we're going to help you out. For some of the people that maybe are resistant, maybe I'll put it off. I'll put it on display in 6 months when it's not audio season anyway. We're going into starters. We're trying to incentivize you guys a little bit, and we want to make it fun too. So take some cool pictures, maybe show us how you guys demo. Let us know what what's most effective. Let's share some of those best practices. You can do that in the comments, or again, however
you see fit.
Yeah, obviously fit. But let's share some of those best practices out there, and let's get you some free goods for your time.
And not only that, so don't forget about Sony ES, guys. Sony ES has the 9500 ES radio, which I personally have, that, and so does Ben. That radio is absolutely amazing. You want the best of the best? Take a look at the 9500 ES. They also make the 7-inch double DIN in the ES line, the 9000 ES. That is all the same features as 9500, but just in a 7-inch screen, because some people don't prefer a big tablet radio sticking out of their dashes. They prefer that 7-inch screen. So definitely give us a call about ES. ES also makes speakers and amplifiers. So not only are you getting a quality head unit, you also could sell the customer a quality amplifier and also speakers that are going to sound phenomenal. I personally have the ES speakers in my truck. Let me tell you, night and day difference from what was in there previously. One of the best sounding systems I probably have put together. And not only that, the whole ES line is high-res audio. So I use Tidal, and I pay for Tidal. So I get high-res audio coming through my system inside my vehicle. So if you guys really, really, really want to experience the high-res audio, I know that a lot of lines offer it, but Sony is one of the developers of the high-res audio. So it's gonna come to fruition where you want the best, you have to use the best. So give us a call if you want to be an ES dealer. Let's talk about it. Let's get you on board, and let's get some ES product flowing through your stores.
Yeah, so you guys are going to go ahead. You're going to ask us for that 8500. You're going to say, you know what? I like this free tuner idea. I want to complete the package for my customer. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a little bit extra install for myself for putting this thing in. So I'm upping my average ticket. Everybody's winning here. But what about the other customers that walk through my door? I want to get more tuners. I want more free stuff. Sirius XM, we still got it going on. Buy 5, get 1 free. So again, a great opportunity. Get yourself positioned well for the summertime. This is something that I think should just be an assumptive close, that you should just assume that every customer that's purchasing a Sirius XM compatible radio from you is going to want Sirius XM at some point in time, because realistically they do. Now, maybe they don't want to pay for the monthly plan. Maybe there's some other things that are maybe deterring them. Well, I don't want to pay for the hardware. Oh, everything is so expensive these days. Well, for one, you're going to get yourself a free tuner. So that helps you cost average your inventory down. So maybe you can offer out a little bit of a discount there. But also, your customers get rebated from SiriusXM. So in most cases, you can actually install this piece for them
for free
at almost no charge. Again, get yourself a little bit of install, but maybe this is something that you throw in as a package deal. But you can go ahead and you can get that for almost free, and they get a free trial. You're not asking them for a monthly fee. You're not asking for anything. You're just saying, you know what, let me make sure that when you leave my building, you are perfectly set up to go, that you've got everything that you need. And I'll tell you what, after they have it in their car for, the trial period, chances are they're probably going to keep it anyways. And then they're going to tell more people about how they went to their favorite shop, and their favorite shop set them up with SiriusXM radio, and you're going to get repeat customers that way. But you got to have the tuners to be able to do it. So again, thank you to SiriusXM. Buy 5, you get that free one in there.
So guys, let me explain something to you. SiriusXM has the most subscriptions worldwide than any other subscription-based platform in the world. I'm not kidding you. I'm not telling you just to tell you this. They have the most subscriptions, more than cable TV, more than Dish Network, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's your chance to get this money. We're offering you a promo like this. And I'm gonna, kind of like challenge all the salespeople. If you're not selling SiriusXM to every head unit sale, what are you doing? I know that if I were in one of your retail stores, you best and believe that I would outsell 99% of you guys. Why? Because all you have to do is offer the product to a customer. I've heard some of your sales pitches. I've heard, how you guys talk to customers. You guys don't even mention half of the add-ons. You just want a sale on, you go on to the next one. Guys, you have to do attachments. Attachments is where the money is. You know what I mean? Attachments will get you that extra money in your pockets to pay for employees, to pay for parties, to pay for the building, the rent, the light bill, etc. Think about it. If McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's don't offer you supersize that.
They want you to buy that soda. They really want you to buy that soda, I'm telling you.
You may think that they don't, 69 cents, $1 supersizing, but those add up, and they really aren't spending much money to supersize that order. So reality is they, like Ben said, they want you to supersize it. They want you to get that additional, size so they can get added revenue, and it costs them pennies on the dollar. So if they have made it a habit in their pitch to ask, and it happens because even if you go to Dunkin' Donuts, you go to Starbucks, oh, would you like to add a sandwich to that? Would you like to add a splash of espresso, which costs you $1.99 for just literally a splash of espresso? There's a reason why they are doing it, and they're actually successful at it. You guys need to make it into a habit of doing it with every sale. And like I said, I challenge you salespeople on the sales floor. If you see me at your stores, watch out, because I promise you.
He might make you some money.
I promise you, without a doubt, I will sell it, and I will push it. Why? Because it's in my DNA. I understand, and I ran a store for a long time. I understand attachments. I understand what they do to the dollar value in your retail stores. Doing the custom work is fine, whatever. If it's your cup of tea, go to it. We didn't do custom work at my shop. Why? Because if it lasts longer at your shop than a week, you've already lost money. Guys don't understand. Work has to be constantly rotating. That's what pays the bills. If you have a project that's there 2, 3, 4, 5 months, you're losing money. It's literally just, you're taking money. You might as well throw it in the garbage, because now you have to constantly take one of your installers off of a paying job that's coming in to go work on the project, or come in on the weekends, work on the project. You have to pay them. The long story short is that you always want to do attachments. You always want to do quick jobs, like installs. Remote starters, if you are, and that's the reason why we titled this Remote Starters in the Summertime. All you guys forget to offer remote starters in the summertime.
You could attach a remote starter to a radio sale. That could still be an attachment.
Just ask them, how do you hate the summertime? How do you hate getting into a car? If they have leather seats, they absolutely hate it. If they have no window tint in their car, they absolutely hate it. I know, because before my car, I had it tinted. Let me tell you, sitting in leather seats in the summertime was not fun. So now I have a remote starter. I make it a habit of remote starting my car, before I get in, 10 minutes before. I got the AC cranked in there. I get into a nice, cool car, and I drive off. You don't have to wait till the car to heat up. You don't have to wait for, the interior to cool off. As long as you've done your due diligence and turned on the AC and you turned on that car 10 minutes before getting in it, that's the pitch you should have. Remote starters do not stop selling in the summertime.
Yeah, and I want to give I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible, but a story on how important attachments are. And this can be from a previous life that I had, but I was a store director with Circuit City for a while. A lot of you guys know that. So we sold laptops. Laptops are one of the biggest categories that Circuit City had. And most of the laptops that people would come in and ask for, this went for desktops too, but the laptops that most people would come in for are the ones that were on sale. Circuit City actually, and I can tell this now because they're not in business anymore. This was not due to this. I'm pretty sure Best Buy probably does the same thing. But Circuit City, when they had a laptop on sale, was actually at negative margin. They would make no money. And as a matter of fact, again, I was a store director. I had to be in charge of the profits and losses. They would lose money by selling the laptop. That was the loss leader that brought the customers in. What did we do really, really good? It was selling the attachments. It was selling the things that made the money, because those were the things that the customers didn't negotiate with. In most cases, they really only cared about the price of the laptop. So that service plan that we would sell, selling them maybe an upgraded Windows or antivirus protection, the laptop cases, the mice, all of those things are incredibly high margin items. So while Circuit City would lose money on that loss leader, they knew if they had the right people in place to pitch these accessories and to really have a plan to drive those accessories and attachments, you could still be incredibly profitable. And you guys are going to run into this too. If somebody comes in and they just want one radio, that's it, and it's a radio that's online, somebody's got it beat up on eBay, you got to close the sale down. You're not going to make any money on it. Hopefully make some money on the installation, but you're not making what you should. This is where attachments come in tremendously. Again, you can offer out a essentially free after rebate SiriusXM tuner. You're still getting paid on the tuner. You're still getting paid on the labor. The rebate's coming from SiriusXM. That's the support that you're getting. But now you're able to make more margin. Even if the margins were really slim on that radio, now you're making more margins. The USB extensions, the dash kits, all of those kind of things are where the money is generally able to be made. So having a plan for attachments is going to be imperative. And speaking of SiriusXM, speaking of attachments,
Let me add to that, because you made perfect points.
Go right ahead.
So, obviously, Ben, his previous regime was Circuit City. Mine was Action Auto Sound. A lot of people knew us from our previous histories in the businesses we were in. What we did very, very well, and I'm pretty sure Ben could attest to this, and also, big box stores right now can attest to this. Even Walmart, when you check out an electronic item, would you like to buy a service plan for that? If you say no, I'm going to tell you exactly the warranty you get. 30 days. That's it. And if it has manufacturer's warranty, you have to actually send it into the manufacturer. God knows how long it's going to take to get that piece back. Literally, we used to send stuff out. It would take 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Customers would bug us and egg us because they didn't want to buy the service plan. Now, you think I was trying to sell you an added, feature. No. There are certain things that you can do for your customer and offer a service in order to make more money. So extended warranties, obviously it gets taken care of then and there, because obviously they take care of you then and there. Ben would also tell you that, there would be accessories, like he said, laptop bags, mouses, etc. Guys, this is the world we are in. If you're not doing attachments, shame on you, and I guarantee you, I will outperform every single one of you at your stores. Why? Because a customer wants to feel, even though you kind of get a lot of no's, there might be a few that might say yes, but they want to feel like you're offering them some type of service for their products they've purchased. I know we're going long-winded with this, but reality is that a good 70%, maybe more, don't do attachments. And you guys need to change that philosophy. If you guys are asking us every day, is it still slow? Is it still, are you guys picking up? Are you guys doing this? Well, now I'm going to ask you, are you guys doing any attachments to, what I'm trying to say is make every sale count. Yeah. They're not coming in through your door to window shop. I've never seen somebody show up at a car stereo store just to window shop. My previous, boss used to tell me this all the time. If they're in your store, they're there to spend money. It's your job to sell them something. Whether it's a wire harness, a crimp cap, a T-harness, a radio, a headrest TV, whatever the case is, they're there to spend money. There is nobody, I mean absolutely nobody, zero, coming into a retail store, especially a car stereo store, to window shop. First of all, and I'm not trying to say anything negative, but some of your stores that you guys have need to get some sprucing up. You literally do. I've said this over and over again in multiple shows. You guys need to really look at your stores with a secondary head. Literally, if you can't see it, ask a family member, as a friend, as a customer, ask somebody to give you their honest opinion on your store. A simple couple brushes of paint on the wall can make the world of a difference.
Makes attaching a lot easier too.
Yeah, adding fluorescent lighting or LED lighting in your showroom floors to brighten it up makes a humongous difference. I've seen guys that have redesigned their stores and have bragged and ranted and raved on how well they're doing. I know a bunch of customers that have listened to me have done the remodels, and let me tell you, their sales tickets have gone drastically up because now you get a different caliber of customers. You get a customer that comes in happy, wants to spend money. And I know I'm long-winded. I'm sorry. I love you. Let's go on to the next one.
I was say, no, that's very, very important. So again, we talked about SiriusXM. We talked about some attachments. Hey, guess where else SiriusXM becomes very, very important on?
Boat season.
Marine stuff as well. So again, a lot of boats are going to be getting out onto the water. This is the time when you still got a little bit of time before they actually get out to, out to the dock or wherever. This is where you're doing all the sprucing up, all the fixing of the stuff that was busted maybe from the previous year before it got winterized. Attachments can happen here, guys, too. So again, you're going to start to get asked on all those things. And GoFast has you covered pretty much across the board. I mean, obviously, audio stuff is going to be kind of paramount. We've just been in this for so long that that's kind of where our brains go. But we got tons of other stuff, too. Mm-hmm. We've got lubricants, oils, things like that are for boats. We have detailing products that's for boats. We have emergency products. So whether it's something where you're going and trying to have more fun, or you're trying to protect your investment, you're trying to protect your family, there's going to be something that we're going to have for you. But if you don't offer those things out, again, somebody comes in for a radio and you say, absolutely.
Now, think everything else.
I watch the Facebook Live. Mr. Customer, do you like to listen to the radio out there? Do you sometimes worry about maybe,
lose a signal?
A lot of these don't have CD players. You might lose signal when you're out there. Why don't you get you set up with something that's not going to lose any signal? And you can seamlessly transition. You're listening to maybe a radio show in your car. You get in the boat, you can listen to the same one because it's all going to be the same. Because you got SiriusXM in your car too because you guys installed that last time. You attached on there too, like really good. But while they're in there, think outside the box. Mm-hmm. Hey, I saw that beautiful boat that's out there. Have you ever thought about having it protected or detailed or anything along those lines? Do you have something in there for emergency situations? If you have an emergency on board, do you have a way of getting in touch with somebody? Do you have a way to check weather conditions while you're out there? That's not just from your cell phone. But these are all small things that you're just showing how much you care. But by doing that, you're going to make a little bit more money as well and help you stay in business.
So long story short, Ben talked a lot about protection. A lot of you guys that are following me on Facebook know that, I don't own the biggest, baddest, most expensive boat. It's a little old rinkety-dink boat, but it's my boat. And my girlfriend and I have been actually doing some upgrades to the boat. We've installed some speakers and we've installed a head unit. We've also installed a fish finder, etc. And on top of that, I was actually fixing this weekend some wiring disaster because I had a little incident last year where my motor caught fire. And if it wasn't for my trusty Element fire extinguisher, let me tell you something. That boat would have been up in flames on the water. I tried the stupid big long fire extinguisher. It created a mess. It didn't shut the oil fire off. I literally forgot that I had the Element fire extinguisher right there. Popped it on, turned the fire off, literally plugged up the line, ended up putting a new one on right while I was in the water, and on my way I went. So I was actually detailing the motor inside using Meguiar's detailing spray and also some of the PNS stuff for marine life to detail the boat in the inside of the motor bay. If you've never used a freaking fire extinguisher, let me tell you about the stupid mess that stupid fire extinguisher makes.
Tell them how you really feel.
It sucks. I wish that I was smart enough to go, I'm going to turn on my Element. No, but I did the typical American thing, took out the fire extinguisher, pulled the pin out, and sprayed the hell out of my motor. Let me tell you something. My Element, I just went, shh, turned the fire off, no mess, no nothing. I'm like, why didn't I do this first? So I was detailing the motor, getting all that soot out of the back area where people sit at, in other words, getting the boat ready for boat season. And that's what the point is of this conversation right now is. We have a flyer. If you don't have one, ask your sales rep about adding it into your order form so you can see our catalog of marine season. Guys, we have a lot. Like Ben said, we have radios, amps, speakers, obviously fire extinguishers because I'm one of them that living proof of it. You've got detailing products. You've got little trees to make the boat smell good.
Hey.
You know what I mean? We carry a big assortment of stuff for marine life. Right now, we have a Triton Marine and Power Sports promo going on. 20% off all speakers, subs, amps, and sound bars. And these amps are waterproof. Literally, when I mean waterproof, take it by the amp, dunk it in a bucket of water, and you're still playing audio. So, guys, get a hold of your sales rep. We're here to help you guys out with marine season. It's going on right now. Like I said, I'm one of them. I took my boat out 2 weeks ago to get it ready for this season. I seen a lot of people at the marina that my boat was at pulling their boats out, wrapped up still and taking it to their house so they can clean the inside, detail what they got to do. Make sure you have something in your stores to add as attachments.
Yeah, and now obviously marine season's a huge category for all of us. So make sure that you're prepared for marine season. But there's also some other things that kind of lead into marine season too. Jonathan likes being out on the water. Me, I know how to swim.
He used to have the beautiful hair to let it float.
What water? I like it. I'm more of a land type guy, but I still like to go fast. I still like to have fun. So we have power sports, ATV, UTV, everything that goes along with this. Motorcycles, that's another huge category. That you can also put Sirius XM in. Man, I'm just dropping that one.
I know. Today you're a Sirius XM now.
Hitting that one today. But again, that's another huge category that we have the ability to take advantage of right now. It is something that is relatively short. You can't in New England ride your motorcycle during the wintertime. A lot of times maybe you might get the big job that comes in. But right now you're going to get somebody that comes through your doors. And like Jonathan said, if they're coming through your doors now, they want to hand you money. You just have to be savvy enough to be able to take it from them and get them exactly what they want. But this can be the time when people come into your shop to go ahead and get those upgrades done. We could talk about attachments on all that stuff as well. But we have a lot of the very specific kits in stock. So whether it's Kenwood Exelon motorcycle stuff.
Ask us about that if you're interested in it.
Diamond, Cicada, Kicker, Memphis, Boss. A lot of people are in this category right now. We've got a ton of options. And then there's one piece in particular, the Diamond, the Harley radio for the 14s and up. Been a very hot piece. That is something that we are seeing some flow on.
And it's in stock, guys.
But we can't just sell this to anybody. So we say, well, how do I get to be part of this exclusive club? All you got to do is sign a dealer-distributor agreement. So there's really not much there. This is a piece that Diamond wants to keep clean, keep off the internet, and keep profitable for you guys. So in order for us to sell you these radios so that you can then sell to your customers, you do have to sign that dealer agreement. So make sure you get with us on there. But once we got that sign, these things are flowing. Already got a couple that are going out the door. Customers are loving these pieces. Customers going to be asking for these pieces. So be prepared to take that money.
So not only is it bike season for motorbikes, it is also e-bike season, believe it or not. So here in New England, and in New York, we have a huge e-bike presence here. It is the latest and greatest pretty much in the market for e-bikes, as electric cars are. So there are several rebates that Massachusetts announced. They have a $4.5 million rebate in funding to give to people who buy. There's only one of two e-bikes that are certified by the state of Massachusetts and New York in order to qualify for these rebates, and we have one of them in stock, the Blaupunk e-bike. So, guys, Massachusetts has a $4.5 million rebate. Connecticut has a $1.5 million rebate that took place in 2023.
It's covered next 3 years. So there's a lot of money that's out there that the local governments are trying to help you fund or help you sell these e-bikes.
New York State is actively trying to pass a 50% rebate program through NYC Ride Clean Coalition. And then our friends in the north, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, all have some type of rebate in place. In other words, this $1,500 e-bike can cost you pennies on the dollars in order to get one. I know all you guys are excited to buy a quality bike. I know there's a bunch of e-bikes out there, no name brand, stuff that gets like 10 miles till the battery depletes. We carry quality bikes. So you've got the Blaupunk e-bike, you got the Young mountain bike. Those two bikes have over 70 miles of charge just doing electronic on those e-bikes. They do pedal assist. They have removable batteries. They both use LG lithium batteries, which are the best, not one of the best batteries to use when you're doing e-bikes. So if you're interested in getting into the market, especially your retail store owners, once again, we talk about expanding, attachments, adding on. Be that customer that's going to put one on the showroom floor. You don't need to stock many of them because we have them in stock.
Let us stock them for you.
Let us stock it for you. Call us. Hey, I sold that Blaupunk e-bike. I need an orange one. Or I need a gray one or a black one or a blue one. Hey, I need that. Can you sell it to me? Absolutely. Take care of your customer. Give us a call. We'll ship it out to you, or you can come pick it up, whichever the case is.
Yeah. And when you start picking up speed on it too, when you start actually seeing that, hey, these are some big ticket items. I'm making some money on these. I'm making some happy customers. You can stock them too. I don't want to say that you can't. Let me clarify that. But I think it's a great point. Just get one in there. Get it on your showroom floor. Ride it around. Make some fun times in the shop. Customer sees you ripping around that. Hey, what's that you got there? Oh, this is just the best e-bike that is out on the market right now. It's from Blaupunk. Let me show you a little bit about it. And as a brick and mortar shop owner, I actually can offer out a rebate to you as well. So again, I'm going to sell it to you for X dollar amount, but the state of Connecticut or the state of Massachusetts or your home state is actually willing to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a kickback on there through a government program. Now, it's very, very important for you guys to read about these programs. Again, I think that's a very, very huge tool. It is very specific to each state, and there are requirements that are that you have to meet as a shop and as a customer, but there's also some other caveats for lower income people. There's higher rebates, some more assistance that's available, but the more you guys know about this, the easier it's going to be for you guys to sell. Customer comes in, you're not having to fumble around on the internet. You've got it all right there. So definitely take a look on it. Again, this is something with it getting nice. I live over by CCSU in New Britain, Connecticut, and we've got a lot of great parks in the area. So Becca and I have been going out and doing a lot more walking, trying to stay active, enjoy that nice weather. I'll tell you what I've seen more of over the past year than I've seen ever before, and it's kids riding e-bikes. Still pedaling around, but you can see that these are pedal assist e-bikes. So it's a huge thing. There are customers that are buying them. No better place to buy them than from our dealer base.
And on top of that, we have a specific program with colleges. So if you have a local college that's close to you, there is a minimum requirement of purchases per e-bike, but we can actually get an official license to put the logo on the bike and paint the bike the same color as, the school. So, AKA for all you Yukon Huskies, all you Yukon Husky retail stores that are close to there, don't forget, the Husky men just won the NCAA championship.
2 years in a row.
Yeah, so there's a big following with Yukon, literally a big following with Yukon Huskies.
Ride that momentum wave.
Yeah, you can put the logo on the Blaupunk e-bike, paint it the Yukon blue, and sell a ton of them just stocking the Yukon Huskies bike. People are spontaneous. They're going to see it and be like, I want that. It's going to be officially licensed too by the Yukon Huskies. Guys, this is your chance, your opportunity to get on board. Once again, attachments. If your sales for car audio has been in the slumps, I'm going to tell you right now, think outside the box. Think of attachments. Make every sale count more and more and more.
I'll tell you, there is a vendor that we deal with very, very closely that does a tremendous job of of giving us attachments and helping guys make money. That's our vendor spotlight of the week. So again, we kind of played into it with remote starters, but AudioVox is a company that carries a little bit of everything. They're one of the largest, if not the largest, 12-volt company that's out there. And whether it's collision avoidance, whether it's remote starters, whether it's mobile video, there's other things as well. Check out voxelectronics.com, peruse through. But again, huge amount of offerings, but also a lot of stuff that are attachments, are the small things that you can add on to the other big stuff that's going to make you more money.
So guys, you guys ask, I'm going to go through the line right here on the table, so that way, if you're not familiar with it, you're going to be familiar with it.
I don't know how you couldn't be familiar with Vox at this point, but we're going to go ahead. If you've been under a rock somewhere, you're just climbing out, what the heck is going on?
There's still guys walking around asking for 50,000 watt amplifiers for a 92 Honda Civic that has an 80 amp alternator, but there ain't no way in hell it's going to ever power that amp. But that's a subject to be for another topic. So guys, they make, like Ben said, a ton of stuff that you can add on. These are add-on attachments. So if for the guys that have trailers, all right, I know that running wires through trailers is a pain, but you wanna put a camera behind your trailer, power it off, the power source off of the light, etc. AudioVox makes a piece called Look It. This piece is pretty cool. It uses literally your cell phone, and it has a RF camera that goes in the back, and it transmits the image onto your cell phone. So you can put your cell phone on a mount. You have a huge 20-foot trailer in the back. Now you can see what's behind that trailer through your cell phone. Comes with a controller so you can, take a snapshot of what's behind you, set it up and down. It also has guidelines. You can take the guidelines off, but they do make a very unique piece that honestly I have not seen in the market.
Yeah, being able to have, again, most of us have our phones somewhere, again, if you didn't have CarPlay or Android Auto in the car, I see it all the time. People have their phones mounted up there for mapping and things like that. Instead of having a secondary screen or something else that's taking up some of your windshield space, tremendous idea. It's just, again, a great idea by Vox coming up with outside the box thinking.
Yeah.
But again, something that's going to tie in with additional other things that you're going to be going in. Again, if somebody's going to be looking for collision avoidance, they want to protect that trailer, they're probably going to also need blind spot detection systems or parking sensor systems, all things that are available.
So blind spot detector is pretty large for AudioVox. They OE a lot of products for manufactured vehicles. They have a blind spot detector that goes into the bumper. It is microwave based. They also have the bus bar that goes on the lower part of the license plate. So for pickup trucks that have metal bumpers that you can't do in the bumper sensors, they have something to go on the license plate so that, if somebody's on your blind spot, it'll tell you, hey, there's somebody there. Don't go into that side. So Vox does that. Vox also is very huge in the remote starter category, and that's the
Which you
reason.
could do in the summertime.
That's the reason why we mentioned about doing it in the summertime, because when I was a retailer in the summertime, my store was filled up in the, all over in the summertime with, you want to start your car with the AC. I made it a point, and I used to sell, it wasn't a big number like wintertime, but 50 to 100 starters a season. That's pretty big in the summertime.
Do that quick math, you're adding about $20,000 into your bottom line there.
Exactly, and all you did was doing what you normally do in the wintertime. When you shift from starters only to car audio, you can do a combo of both. If you're in there doing backup cameras, or if you're doing headrest TVs, what's a few $100s to that customer, especially if they're financing it, doing snap financing or one of the Activa or Acme financing. What is it to them to add an additional $20, $30, $40 a month? It's nothing. It's pennies. So guys, you guys should be doing attachments, starters, alarm starters, two-way alarm starters. That's huge here in New England. With all the vehicles getting stolen, you've got a bunch of manufacturers out there doing additional pieces to stop the proxy stealing, because that's a big thing now. Doesn't matter if you have a Dodge, a Ram, a Jeep, you have a Fiat, you can have a Ford, a Honda, you can have a Toyota. If it's push button start, you can. There's something called the relay attack.
Yeah, you're at risk.
Yeah, you're at risk. So you should be putting alarm remote starters, and while you're adding, put a CarLink or a Smart Start into the mix, so that way you can track the vehicle, you can see what's going on.
You already know they like to use their phone because they're buying a look it from you.
Yeah, exactly. So they're already, make sure you protect your vehicle. Vox has a line of products from Avatel, Prestige, Python, DS4 Pluses, Clifford. We could go on and on with all
Flash
the
Logic.
Yeah.
I wish we had, again, more desk space. We
Yeah.
need to get like a double desk when we do audio Vox. We're running out of space out here.
Yeah, they do, and they have T-harnesses for pretty much every vehicle out there. The CarLink, I have it personally in my Dodge Charger. You guys that know I've invested too much money into that car. What I've invested in that car is worth more than the car itself. Let's put it that way. So what do? I protect it with a CarLink. And I wish I had my cell phone so that I can show you, but my cell phone's at my desk.
It's ringing at his desk right now.
I can show you how the CarLink works. The CarLink is awesome. It's one of the best protections you can add to pretty much any starter in an industry. Works well with Vox products. Not only can you do start stop, if you attach the yellow wire to the siren output, you'll get alarm notifications. Not only that, it'll allow you to track the vehicle on demand. In other words, so you get start stop, GPS tracking, and alarm features for one low price. 1 year is included with that service, so make yourself seem like a hero to the customers and tell them a story of, I will pay for your first year. After the first year's done, it's $49.99 for the whole year, guys. Or they have programs where it's multiple years for one set price. To me, that's a no-brainer. If guys are, people are always with their phones. I'm always on my phone. Ben's always with his iPhone 6 Plus. He doesn't want to upgrade. So he can't do CarLink because it just doesn't work. The phone's too slow, too old.
Becca has a new phone.
But his wife has a new phone.
We could still get it in the family. Don't worry.
Yeah, his wife has a phone, but he has an old phone, literally 10 model years behind. But regardless, getting too out of the conversation. They do that type of feature. They do headrest TVs, guys.
Yeah, they do the fun stuff too. Again, they have the safety features. That's the stuff that a lot of people are going to be coming in for. That maybe they couldn't get the new car that has the blind spot detection system, that has the reverse camera, that has all those kind of things. You can add that in. You could do the really functional stuff, the stuff that's going to save them time, that's going to make their lives more convenient when they're getting ready during the winter or the summer with the remote starters. But they do a lot of fun stuff too. So there's a lot of stuff that just, when a customer comes in, you could just get excited about stuff that isn't a necessity, but people are just really loving to upgrade and add into their vehicles, because you really don't see any vehicles that are outfitted with even the best vehicles that are out there, the newest vehicles, the most technologically advanced vehicles, still don't really do a ton for mobile video. And AudioVox has you covered across the board. So we've got out one thing here. Jonathan's got one in his hand as well we'll talk about. But They'll have a little bit more entry level. I say entry level, a little bit more basic, universal applications where you have the old tri-skin leather options.
Black, gray, tan.
Yep, and then again, different screen size options. We got the 9-inch out here with the DVD, but they'll have smaller screen sizes as well without the DVD player as well. But they have different levels. There's levels to this game.
Hold on. Before we get to this, they also make OEM headrest.
I was gonna say, yep. That now we're starting to really get into it. But so your customer loves this concept, but they say, that's not my color tan. That's not the color black. That's not the color gray that I have in my vehicle. I want it to match. I was just speaking to a dealer today with a 2024 Cadillac Escalade. Very expensive vehicle. They're going to want the best in that vehicle, and they're going to want everything to match. AudioVox does a tremendous job with their custom headrest options. So again, they're going to have something for you there. I was going to say, getting into some of the middle ground here. So if you have a customer that maybe doesn't need to have something that's customizable and fully matching their interior, they say, it's just a black interior. This thing looks great. So I can watch Netflix on this one, right? I can watch YouTube on this one, right? I can do all the things you're not supposed to do in a car on this thing, right? Well, there's ways to make it work with this. You can use an HDMI input and you can mirror phones and or you can go into their more advanced Android-based systems. So these units, they've been out for a little bit, but they're starting to become increasingly more popular. Full Android operating system built on. So now, just like if you're an Android phone user, or I guess, an iPhone 6 user, you kind of understand, but you could download apps directly onto the unit. So you can have your Netflix, you can have your YouTube, you can have all these apps on there. And if you have a hotspot in the car, you have internet access, you could stream directly onto these units. So this is what your customers are asking for. This is what you guys are asking for from us, from radios all the time, for in-dash radios. Not a lot of great ways to do that, unfortunately. But you can adding on mobile video. So it is something that's available out there. And I think a lot of shops are not aware that you can say yes. And one other quick thing with it, if a customer doesn't have a hotspot, but they have a Wi-Fi access at home and maybe they're in a garage and the vehicle get Wi-Fi, you could download on there. There's internal memory, so you can download episodes on Netflix or Amazon or whatever you're using. And now you're good to go for when you're riding along with the kiddos.
So, cool thing for parents. I want to call it parent mode because I don't know exactly what it's called. So I'm going to call it parent mode. So parent mode, what it is you got these headrests into your vehicle. So you've got, you'll see a lot of factory vehicles with actually these vehicles because a lot of you expediters have really gravitated and have started adding these monitors into the vehicles. What this is parent mode. Pretty much, you don't want them watching whatever they want in the back. You don't want them watching what they shouldn't be watching in the back. There's a lot of rated R content out there, rated mature, etc. Parent mode allows you to take the parent cell phone, put, let's say, Netflix on, and throw it to the back screen. So now you're controlling what they're watching. Hulu, controlling what they're watching. Cartoon Network, you're controlling what they're watching in the back screens if you have younger kids. So that is a win-win with these specific monitors. Now, I do say expediters and people that do with dealership work. If you are not offering these screens, once again, attachments, if you're not offering this type of material to your car dealers, shame on you. Vox has offered 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on these monitors. So it matches the OEM warranty on a new car sales. If you're an expediter, you should be talking about these to all your dealers because it is, I'm not going to say a necessity, it is a luxury. But in reality, if a person is financing a $100,000 Escalade, like Ben mentioned, to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on this, doesn't even put a dent on what their financing is going to be on that truck. At the end of the contract, the F&I guy gets in there. If you don't know what the F&I guy is, he's the finance manager who's going to offer you wheel protection.
He's going to offer some attachments to you.
He's going to offer you extended warranties. He's going to offer you clear coat, paint correction, ceramic coating, tint, headrest monitors.
These all seem like categories that our dealers are in. Maybe you guys should check out some of these dealerships if you're not working with a local dealership. Maybe you guys should check that out.
And just remember, your distributor, your local distributor is your friend when they come with stock in this type of product. So make sure you're hitting them up. Make sure we have them in stock. Make sure that you talk to your sales rep. Hey, I was really interested in those headrests. I'm really interested in that remote starter or that look at backup camera retention for trailers, for landscapers. Landscapers are constantly hitting things with backing up into, a residency to cut their grass or a business to cut their grass. This is where you should be offering. Like I said, I challenge all you salespeople to outsell me, because I guarantee you I know how to ask the questions, and I guarantee you I know how to sell this stuff, because you guys need to make it into a habit of adding attachments. And with that being said, sorry it's long-winded. There's plenty more we can talk about, but like Ben said, our table isn't big enough to add more on it. But this is a little bit of offering that Vox has to offer you. If you want to know more about Vox products, please get a hold of your sales rep. We'll talk to you about everything they have in their barns. And with that being said, I'm out.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.